you know, Haja, where we were talking about candles and she spoke about, you know, how anybody could get them from their social media handles.
Yes.
So social media these days is all about marketing.
That's true.
You know, you go onto Instagram. Instagram is more about, you know, for people like us that, you know, what destinations we're going, what topics we're discussing on our shows. So everybody's kind of marketing themselves, you know, they're marketing their skill and whatnot. And most of the times whenever, you know, so because we do a lot of business, alhamdulillah, so we do come across, you know, a lot of different people. And, you know, so I've come across a lot of people who certainly didn't knew what they were supposed to do, and they kind of took a largest sum of money from us, and it never worked for us, you know, in terms of marketing.
Oh, really?
So people kind of made you feel like that, okay, you know, they know everything, but they didn't know anything.
That's true.
And then they ran away with our money, and that's something that we are going to discuss today, whether what are the right channels to market your product and what products needs to be marketed on what platforms. And ladies and gentlemen, to have this conversation, we're very lucky that we've been joined by somebody who in her early phase of career was a content writer. Then she went on to be an anchor person, and that too for an Iranian channel. And now, alhamdulillah, she happens to be a marketer. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've been joined by Miss Nitasha Zaynab Sufi. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you? Hale shumat chutore.
Walaikum assalam, mahubiyas.
Mahubiyab, thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. But since the time is very short, so rather than talking about where you started your career from, let's jump on to marketing.
Sure, sure.
So marketing, because I happen to be a marketeer myself, you know, my majors were in marketing and I've always focused on marketing my own self, alhamdulillah. What and how do you think that people really need to take marketing these days? Because a lot of people still do not have entirely focused on marketing and how to kind of reach out to other people.
Yes.
For me, marketing is reaching out to more people. What is it for you?
Basically, we ourselves, we are marketing each other. Just simply, when we talk to each other, when we introduce ourselves
when you
to
tag
anyone.
us on your Instagram
basically,
post, it's like,
yeah, that's marketing. But basically, marketing has been, you know, taken a setback.
Okay.
When there comes, you know, Instagram gives you, and different social media platforms gives you this variant called boosting.
okay.
So you're like, you're having fake marketing, and you're just having this, you don't have the concept between, there is this thin line between fake and real, real and real.
Yeah.
So in order to get to the top, people are like buying
First,
stuff.
let's differentiate. Okay, you know, so there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Skype, and there's
LinkedIn.
Snapchat, and there's so many things now. So where do you think people really need to market their products, on Facebook or Instagram or any other platform? So let's and what sort of products?
And also let's discuss, because time is really short, about the fallouts of the marketing or the negative sides of the marketing. So for example, if you are launching some product or marketing yourself, you might get a lot of trolling in the first place, right?
That's marketing too.
Yeah, but that's negative marketing, right? And that also hinders your capacity to market yourself as who you are or what you want to be in front of the people out there, right? So how do you think we can tackle the trolling in the first place? Because obviously negative comment, abusive comments, I mean ill wishes, they all hinder your personality in the first place.
And do you agree that no marketing is negative marketing?
There is no negative marketing.
Yes, thank you so
much.
much.
So basically, it's like you do marketing and then do marketing. So basically, I'm going to take both of the questions. You have amazing questions, first of all. So at first, there are like so many different platforms. We look on them as a geographical area.
Right.
Basically, if you are in Pakistan, you should go for Facebook marketing. Because none of the major people, like if you sit with a person who is more than the age variant, that the person is above 40, they won't understand Instagram. Instagram is for Gen Z, and Gen Z is not going to buy your product. So if you want someone to invest in something, you know, big amount, and your product, it varies. If the product is, you know, less than 10K, 20K or something like that, you can target the Gen Z.
Yeah.
That's how you focus on stuff. You focus on target audience. Your first rule.
Defining target audience.
When you ask the question, it's about what are you trying to portray to people.
Right.
Because when you portray yourself, when you post a picture, you have no idea how people are going to take it.
Yes.
Like people are going to, you said, hi, hello everyone. People are going to say, why would she do that?
Right.
Why is she using the same words in
every time,
you know, every single time? So it's like the ball is in the court and you cannot play with it. And there is no such thing as negative marketing.
True.
I'm going to tell you an amazing thing about it. Like, so if you come across something which is, your business is doomed.
Right.
For example, your business is not at all working.
Right.
So what we hear this a lot, like, oh, this actor or this actress is no more alive on the channel. So they introduce something about themselves.
Right.
They leak something about themselves and they introduce something, you know, a little gossip.
Yes.
So there you go.
But
you get the marketing.
I've
That's
seen
not the only
brands,
thing which we've
yes,
seen.
the
that people
negative
have been talking
marketing or
about,
negative
yes.
fame which they get. But then again, I have seen a lot of businesses who cannot handle the fallout from the Twitter or from another social media account, and that has dented their sales a lot, right? So you're talking about the individual personalities, how the negative fame can also bring them fame, or they can become
But
the talk of the town, right?
Look at Elon Musk. You know, look at these
Yes.
people. You know how they've been negatively marketed as well, but
Yes.
then eventually
But
end
they're
up
the individuals,
making profits,
na?
right?
Right.
So,
But
you know,
they're
they're being marketed, na?
But there are two sides to it. Na?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not always that the negative fame will bring
True,
you
true.
profits, right? It can also bring you a downfall in terms of the sale, right?
Sometimes like Elon Musk, they buy the marketing
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. They're like, that's marketing,
look.
that's my
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
I own this shit.
Because he was in conversation with, I think, you know, this feud was on Twitter where Elon Musk and Sean Tate were actually kind of comparing each other. And Sean Tate comes up that, you know, I have $700 million and whatnot. And
Yes.
then, do you have a Bugatti? And then Elon Musk bought the Bugatti
But
company
you're
the
talking
next
about
day.
the millionaires,
Right,
right?
but
So
these
not
are all,
everyone
but
is
these are all
millionaire, right?
marketing gimmicks now. But these are all marketing gimmicks.
But
That's
they are
what we need
already
to understand.
millionaires, right?
That's true. But
That's-
that's true. Now, which is why, you know, I'm going to bring you down. You know, for example, if we are not to talk about millionaires, let's talk about anybody out there who's marketing, may it be perfumes,
Commoners,
you know,
right?
may it be people talking about their products. So what we really need to kind of think about is that what sort of a product needs to be marketed.
Okay.
You know, if we are talking about Gen Z, you said that, okay, you know, if it's less than 20,000 rupees, obviously that's something which a kid could actually kind of gather, Idi, Shidi, Ammi, Abu and everybody, you know, he's going to go around or she's going to go around. So what kind of product do you think really needs to be in line with Gen Z, number one, because, you know, those are the people on social media platforms.
Yes.
And then number two, what sort of products should be out there for people? Because do you remember that game? Because I've learned a lot from that, you know,
Which
name,
is it?
place and whatnot.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
name, place, and
I think these are the basic foundations of any marketing campaign. So, you know, you talk about age, you talk about gender, you
Yes.
talk about geographical location, and then you think about what they might need. So how do you think, because a lot of people who are on Amazon, who are doing this drop shipping and whatnot, they think about product creation now. So what sort of products do you think will be in line with people who are marketing on Instagram and people, you know, who are actually doing conventional marketing on television? So how does it work?
Okay, there is this thing I would always say that every product should be marketed.
Okay.
Like everything is for
Obviously,
everyone.
that's more business for you, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, obviously.
That's
So
marketing too, right?
you know, there's this thing that if you have a shop, a physical shop in some market,
Yeah.
you know, how many customers do you think that shop will have daily? 20, maximum 100.
Depends on the footfall, right?
Yeah, footfall. So, but on when you come to social media, I would really request every single person to come to social media
Yeah.
and, you know,
See
sell
it.
your product there. Whatever the product it is, it doesn't even matter if it's like nail paints, it's like clothes, it's shoes, it's
True.
bags, even if it's the jars or the candles or
Yeah.
anything.
But since Instagram is more about fashion now, so, you know, people do look
No,
at
no,
a lot
no.
of clothing brands over there.
This is a
you know, lot of
misconception.
shoes and whatnot. Because imagine
Right.
that, you know, there are people like Alibaba out there, you know, who's selling anything and everything
Yeah.
on internet. And that's how they've gotten to a point where, you know, he once was the richest man on planet, right?
Right.
But now let's talk about that, how people actually fall into the hands of the wrong people. So imagine that there'd be a lot of messages which I would get on my Instagram, and people would be like, oh, you know, we can these many likes and whatnot, and you can pay this much amount and whatnot. So imagine that people are being fooled as well. So how do you think they know that anybody they're going to give their content to market? How do you think that they should kind of satisfy themselves that, okay, yeah, I'm not in wrong hands?
We all have to have this boundary for the content and for anything,
Okay.
anything in life. So this incident happened with me as well when I was in the early stages. People come up to me and, you know, they get the work done, but I was not paid.
Okay.
And that
And
goes
that was the time
other
you
way.
decided, I'm advance lungi pehle.
that can go otherwise, other way around as well.
True.
When people are like, oh, I know Instagram, I know this, that, because a layman does not understand social media.
True.
So you have to have this little bit of knowledge, and then you should go for the people you think that they are, you know, being able to deliver something.
Or just probably, I think I'm going to give you a hack. So what you need to do is that just go onto their Instagram profile,
Yeah.
click on the likes button if they have not hidden it, and then look for the names people who've liked it.
And also look at the comments. So if they are blocking the comment section, that means that they are blocking the negative comments there in the first place, right? So that is also an hack. But I think the people nowadays, they have a lot of social media literacy, so they can really identify that. And I think every one of us has also experienced this con artist thing on, especially on the social media, that we have been, there have been a lot of fraudulent practices. So one last thing before we wrap up this segment, which is that people, especially on the Twitter, because it's an open platform, right? It's not a private platform, it's a public platform. So people interact in the Twitter on a way because they feel that it's like their personal diary, right? It's not their personal diary, it's a public platform, right? So how do you believe as a social media marketer, one should interact with the Twitter in the first place, or all of those medias in the first place, which are public in the first place, and that should be more responsibly handled in the first
and
place?
people react to it more.
True. But I would just say this, that we are owner of whatever we are giving to the people. When you're saying something, you actually, now the ball is in their court. Now you were responsible to your words when you had in your mouth.
Right.
Now it's public. Now it's public property. You are not going to react to the trolling. It's again, the trolling you're receiving, it's again in your hand, how you will react to it.
Right.
Will you spend your energy, your time, your every ounce of your body to that negative stuff, or you will divert like to the 24 hours you spent other than happy
But
times?
it always totally depends on whether people are going to pick up on the way you're reacting, because that's something which is another, once again, marketing gimmick as well, or a marketing tactic. So what happens is that people will take screenshots and then post it elsewhere as well. So you really need to be very witty around it. And people are really smart these days, ladies and gentlemen. So please make sure that you actually play in safe hands. If people want to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? Any Instagram handles, anything?
Yeah, they can contact me on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn of Nitasha Zaynab, my own name. And then Instagram is natasha.zaynab. So it's like, if ever anyone wants to have a little bit of consultancy and they don't have money, they can contact me. It's okay.
All right, so that's wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. All you need to do is just talk about PTV World's program World this morning, and she will be happy to look after you guys as well. But please make sure that if you have money, you pay her the money too as well. But thank you so much for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with such budding, amazing, entrepreneurial skills wali khawateen. And it's always wonderful to see, Pakistan going in the right direction. And thank you so much once again. But for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, we're not done yet, because of the reason that, alhamdulillah, one of the strongest pillars over here at PTV World happens to be